All right, now, if one state does not have the right to question another state for not following the Constitution of the United States or their own internal constitution, then I really don't know who has standing. And like I've said many times in the past, if you cannot get justice in the courts, you are going to seek it elsewhere. And when the ballots fail, they'll be replaced with bullets. All right, I'm not making veiled threats. I'm telling you the reality on the ground, because this scenario has played out throughout all of human history. All right, everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. And I'm just going to give you a quick situational overview, and I'm going to call this one Critical Mass. I think it went down Thursday night or Friday night. All of the briefings for the Biden administration have been canceled. The spin in the media from the Republican side is stating, hey, we're all stepping back and taking a break because of the holidays. And the Biden side basically said, well, we didn't really come to that agreement, so we really don't know what's going on. So what does that tell me? Okay, well, when I heard that, me being the man that I am, I was like, well, we really need to start reading between the lines on this one, because this could be something big. For those of you that have been paying attention, and the media has not really covered this one as much, but Trump has made massive changes in the upper echelons of the government that surrounds him. Now, again, let's read between the lines on that one. We got a president who's leaving in 30 to 60 days, somewhere in there, January 20th. But the changes started 3 or 4 days after the election. All right, so he's making all of these big changes just to leave. I don't believe any president's ever done that in the past. Could be wrong. If anyone out there has information, put it in the low bar and let me know.
The war on the West is no longer about men or women. It's about the ideological subversion of Western minds by foreign actors cloaked in a public relations-friendly outfit called feminism. Join the fight against the destabilization of our very civilization by reading Surviving Fourth Wave Feminism. Learn some inconvenient truths by clicking on the link in the description, because every time you do, a pansexual non-binary socialist cries.
Another thing that came to light is there's been huge additional sanctions against China. Typically, it takes a long time for sanctions to work. And we all know that, bought out Biden is going to basically lift all that stuff when and if he gets in there. So why is he doing that? I'm a trained intel analyst. All right. I worked in LERS. A lot of times you don't get to see the whole picture. You just see bits and pieces of equipment or movement or something. And from those tells, you're able to project a bigger picture. And that's what I'm doing here. I could be completely wrong. Okay, it is what it is. But my gut is telling me something's going on. And my gut's been doing flip-flops for about 1.5 years now. My blood pressure's going nuts, especially after the election, because looks like we're probably at critical mass and interesting times lay ahead. I'm just going to say that right there. Hope it doesn't happen, but hope in one hand, shit in the other, and tell me which one fills up first. All right, now this one here, there was a massive cyber attack against systems all across the board for the United States government. And they were using some program called Solarwinds as a backdoor to upload malware and update as updates into these systems. And I know that what we're hearing in the media, which wasn't much, and everyone's downplaying it. When I was in the Army, their cybersecurity was severely lacking. It's pretty much safe to assume they've probably got all over the Pentagon computers. They're probably in the Department of Energy computers, in the Fed, yada, yada, yada. And guess what? SolarWind was also listed as a computer component of the Dominion voting systems. There are screenshots of Dominion's homepage before and after they removed any reference to SolarWind. So, yeah, this is huge. This is the equivalent of a digital Pearl Harbor. You know, I'm thinking that there's going to be some craziness going on with China in the very near future. You don't do something like this if you're not planning to follow it up with something. I mean, that's a lot of time and effort wasted, you know, if you're not going to, you know, capitalize on this. Unless they went in there to take snapshots of how everything works, so the next one they do shuts it all off. That could be possible too. I don't know. I'm not a super duper tech guy. I know what I know. On the flip side, there has been a list of 2 million Chinese operatives that is now in the open public domain. This is huge, okay? This is basically the equivalent of the CIA knock list being sent to the media, where all of their moles and people on their payroll and everyone under their sphere of influence in other countries, all of a sudden, everyone knows about it. That could be very detrimental because usually when those people are found, they are either put in prison forever, die, or perhaps both. So I don't think China's particularly worried about this because we're too soft and we're not cracking down on that, which in my opinion is a huge mistake, but it is what it is. From this list, we found out that there's a Chinese spy called Fang Fang banging I think it's a Congressman Smallwell. And this individual is in the Intel Oversight Committee. Basically, another country had eyes in the very small sphere of influence here to what our country is planning and doing in the future. In 1950, that's a hanging offense right there. I'm just saying. There is a lot more evidence of the electrical thrump coming out. Okay, I'm sure you got the little blip in the news about the one county in Michigan where they did the hand count and it went from one party winning by 4,000 to the other party winning by 5,000 roundabout numbers. That's not a clerical error in my opinion. I believe that there was somebody there's a unseen hand pulling switches and pushing buttons and making chaos ensue. Just my opinion. You notice through this entire briefing I've been stating that blurbs in the media and so forth, because let's face it, we are having a massive media blackout on all of the shenanigans that is going on. At best, you're going to be able to see one or two little 30-second, blurbs about it, and then it just falls off the radar in the mainstream media. You can find it on the old tech platforms, and I believe One American News Network has been all over this stuff. And it's relatively important, So my viewers out there, you might want to tune in and watch that stuff. Now, there has been some high-level meetings taking place in the White House and the Pentagon. Now, I don't have any insight exactly what's going on there, what they're planning to do. I do know that high-level brass attended a lot of these meetings, most of them, as a matter of fact. And when you start pulling high-level brass in to meet with people, it's usually not a good thing. And I've also got some intel reports that we have a larger than usual amount of our Navy on the east and west coasts of this country. The fleets that are basically patrolling in and around the China Sea and the Indian Sea have been reduced. Let's just say the large cigar-shaped craft that travel around underwater are missing. It's all public knowledge, so I'm not telling you anything that isn't already out in the public domain if you can find it. I would never ever risk OBSEC for anyone. You know, I'm out of the system anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There has been disturbing reports that the Supreme Court is sitting this out. Let's refer to this word here. Supreme. That means they are the law of the land. Now, we had a suit in regards to Texas and 18 other states suing several other states for not following their own election laws. And the Supreme Court said Texas doesn't have standing. All right, now, if one state does not have the right to question another state for not following the Constitution of the United States or their own internal constitution, then I really don't know who has standing. And like I've said many times in the past, if you cannot get justice in the courts, you are going to seek it elsewhere. And when the ballots fail, they'll be replaced with bullets. All right, I'm not making veiled threats. I'm telling you the reality on the ground, because this scenario has played out throughout all of human history. You know, we are hairless monkeys, and we're going to basically repeat the same bullshit coming up. It's terrible, but it is what it is. All right. Now, in regards to the Supreme Court sitting this out, if in fact we have a big split in this country, and one day it gets resolved and the right side wins, they're going to ask these people why they didn't do their job. And they better have a good answer. Because if they don't, it is my guess they will get the same treatment that the tyrants will. And that's never pretty. Just talk to Mussolini about that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he got terminated. I also saw a blurb in the news that there's a county in Arizona which is not complying with subpoenas in regards to releasing their Dominion machines and other equipment. Okay, now if this was the most secure election in all of history and it had complete transparency, why the hell was this happening? Why has the left resisted every step of the way, having us look at the evidence? Okay, I'm just talking between the lines here so you can answer your own questions. Finally, Trump is calling for a massive gathering in the D.C. area on January 6th. And to be honest, I might actually go and attend that. We will see. Now, if I do go, it'll probably be just me. Will not ask Blake to take in this because I have a feeling it'll be exceptionally dangerous. And he's a family man. I myself have no family now, so I believe I have stepped into the realm of expendability. I'm a military man, and I fully understand those words and I accept them wholeheartedly. That is my briefing. Keep your powder dry. Pack a ruck, get your boots ready. All of you servicemen out there, past and present, there will probably come a time in the near future where you will be called upon to honor your oaths. Be the honorable man. Step forward when your time is called. That is all.